In terms of solo challenge runs, you've seen it all. Some characters have great damage, some have great sustain, some are great at breaking shields really fast, and some are extremely versatile. So what happens when you have a character that has none of these? Meet Lauma, an absolutely broken support who broke me this solo run. Who wouldn't be after being eviscerated by almost everything we've been put up against? Is she secretly the GOAT, or will she fail so hard even you all will say, oh dear? Find out as we try to beat Genshin Impact with only Lauma. But first, I'd like to give a big shout out to Opera GX for sponsoring this video. Yes, that's right, Opera GX is back! They're amazing because their built-in VPN is really useful. All you need to do is turn on their VPN and set the location to Asia, America, or Europe. This is the current anime selection I have, and after turning on the VPN, look at all of these new and updated titles I can't even get in my home country. Their ad blocker can also stop those annoying pop-ups. Ad blocker off, ad blocker on. Look how easy that is. You can even customize your browser by heading over to GX Mods. Just look at all of this cool stuff. You don't even have to do temples or rely on pity for this, just head over to the GX store to download mods that you think are pretty neat, or even go ahead and create your own. And you can even mix and match them to make your browsing experience a blast. I know that challenge runs like this one have so much dialogue involved, but their pop-out video feature can help so much. My short attention span is literally saved. You know what else is saved? All of your bookmarks and browsing history. You can just import them from your previous browser to Opera GX with only a few clicks. How easy is that? So what are you waiting for? Use my link in the description below to download Opera GX today. Standard challenge run rules apply, but for this run, we're bringing back the secret 6th rule. If you're a long-time viewer of my channel, you'll know what the rule is, but if not, stay tuned to find out. But I'm not going to delay my suffering anymore, let's just get into it. We start off a whole 9 months ago at the start of Luna 1, where we pull Lauma. I honestly don't know why I stopped doing this challenge halfway through the run. It must have been that bad. We missed the ledge in Amber's domain, but Lauma's special dash lets us jump in midair, so we can still manage to pull off the skip. We use the ability again for Kaya's domain, and Lauma's really tall, so Lisa's domain is also pretty chill. Okay, what the hell? What the? Act 1 is complete. So it's Act 2 time. Lauma's skill has some crazy vertical range because it can hit the Eye of the Storm while it's flying in the air. I mean, it's nuts in general because it can even attack Zamenhof while he goes invisible. Now, our skill right now seems kinda broken. We're also doing a bunch of damage to this Ruin Guard and can even break a Cryo Abyss Mage's shield without the Eye of Perception. In fact, Lauma is one of the few Catalyst users that don't need the Eye at all for the entire run. Hello? Excuse me, Lauma. She can break every shield with just her deer alone. This Pyro Mage here isn't the best example, but you'll see another one in just a bit. What's this? EM! Ooh! That's what I like to see. It's Instructor as well. This is the perfect artifact we need right now. Now the one thing I haven't talked about yet is Lunar Bloom. You've seen it in Nefer and Columbina only already, but Lauma is a bit special. Unlike the other two, Lauma uses up the entire stock in one big attack, which means that we can just do big damage to this Pyro Mage's shield. Our deer is just pouncing on it as well. Even in the fight against Storm Terror, we're just frolicking with no care in the world, but trust me, this is one of the last times we're going to be able to enjoy this feeling. So let's savor it while we can. Mondstadt is complete in 3 hours, 25 minutes, and 35 seconds, which is actually quite slow. We're in the bottom half of the leaderboard at 9th out of 15th place, just being faster than Farazan by literally 3 seconds. I'm pretty surprised she didn't do all that well considering her relative damage in the early game is quite high. So why don't we dive into her kit to see what exactly could be holding her back. Lauma's high damage right now is due to her base stats. For some strange reason, the devs were like, hey, let's give this deer 200 base EM. It's kinda stupid how she can get a whole 5-star artifact's worth of EM as her base. Hey, but I'm not complaining because it's helping a lot. The one good thing about her kit is that her damage scales off of EM. And this is crucial because of one small thing. She can't beat her boss. Her boss is the Moonfly, and it's probably one of the worst bosses you can have for a solo run because of 2 things. It has a health drain that you can't dodge. The debuff makes you do less damage and only gets cleared if you heal yourself to full. And Lauma can't heal. Her C1 does, and so does Prototype Amber, but we don't have either right now, and they both don't do nearly enough healing to clear the debuff, which also reduces healing. Also, we need to mine rocks for the prototype Amber, but as a Catalyst character, you know how that goes. So that means we're basically stuck at level 40 for the rest of the run. So how is EM good for us then? As a flat stat, there is no % EM bonus, which means that every EM increase we get is not limited by our low level or low base stats. Unlike characters that scale off of HP, attack or defense, we are so much less restricted and can do decent damage. We do lose out on a lot of reaction damage because every Denjo reaction is transformative, which means it's affected by character level, but as a solo character, we're not really reacting with anything anyways. First skill is the main damage source because our normal attacks scale off attack and basically do nothing anyways. It has a 100% uptime and also reduces elemental resistance by just a bit. By just a bit, I really mean a bit. Our health skill does that big Lunar Bloom hit that I was talking about earlier, and this can be amplified by our burst. Now for a solo run, our burst is kinda useless most of the time, and I use it more to dodge attacks, but it's not absolutely worthless. It basically buffs our reaction damage, including Lunar Bloom, based on our EM, so it's good for those one-shot nukes or against enemies with built-in auras. Her Ascension talent also buffs these reactions, but that's kinda it for her kit. Her movement ability feels more cosmetic than anything because I feel like it does the exact same thing as a regular sprint, but just cooler. And speaking of movement, why don't we just waltz right into the start of Liyue? Hello, this guy just ignoring me? Mooncarver's buff doesn't really do anything for us because we already have 100% uptime on our skill and our burst doesn't do anything. We did do a good damage high here of 5,306, so not too bad. We do our little mid-air leap in Cloud Retainer's domain, and then we spent about 15 minutes trying to break these rocks, but it didn't even matter because the guy was all the way up here anyways. The Ruin Hunter goes down quick, and that's basically Act 1 complete. Is this guy okay? You can get Discord on phone, but you can... Hello? My Garmin died! First it was the Ruin Guard and now it's the Slime. As we fight the treasure hoarders here, I'd just like to point out our crazy normal attack damage. You see this here? Crazy 53 damage on our attacks. You can't make this up. I don't know if there's any other character I've done a challenge run with that has damage this low. The skill more than makes up for it, but wow, I'm flabbergasted. Oh dearie me. But on the other hand, look at what happens when Light Rain falls without reason. Ultimate killing machine. These guys don't stand a chance against the deadly green bombs we generate out of thin air. The other thing that's looking thin is our health bar because starting Act 3 means we're now under leveled. The level cap right now is 50, so these enemies are starting to catch up to us. There's only so much time before we're gonna start struggling. So let's enjoy the battles while we still can. Child isn't too bad of a fight. We can honestly avoid most of his attacks by just, well, circling around him, and even if we do get hit, he doesn't do that much damage. We've just got to make sure to overload ourselves before he loads us up. But that's basically it because as you can probably tell, this fight was so extremely free.
Homer drops his donut dough.
Liyue is now complete in 9 hours, 34 minutes and 13 seconds, which moves us up the leaderboard just a bit to 8th place between Dahlia and Skirk. We're slowly making our way towards the top, but is this going to be the case going forward? We already know that we're not going to be able to increase in strength that much over the rest of the run, but how is this going to affect our final time? Well, we're gonna have to wait and see because we're blocking out the leaderboards until the end of the run. Hey, what's good, Dainsleaf? I would say I'm looking forward to working with you, but I don't do not cry in these challenges, so
forget it.
Receive my blessing.
Damn. Hydro shields are the one type of shield we can absolutely demolish, by the way. The good thing about these ones as well is that they don't really care about damage, but more about application, so we're literally the GOAT when it comes to this. Ahem. Actually, goats belong to the Bovidae family, whereas deer belong to the Cervidae family. So, they're not closely related. Even though they are both even-toed ungulates or hoofed mammals and digest plant matter, deers and goats are two different. Okay, shut up. We don't need a biology lesson right now. It's time for an Inazuma field trip. Oh wow, these guys now have yellow text above them. They're only a few levels higher than before, but I'll let you know that these guys are really starting to feel a lot stronger than our Liyue counterparts. We can indeed bloom them up and gain verdant dew because there's water everywhere, so when the last wave comes along, they perish to our song. Niche reference to her skill description, not the Pokemon move. The police station here just gives us Electro for some extra reaction damage, but my reaction speed was just not good enough. Part of the problem being at a low level is that we just naturally have less HP and defense, so even the most gruntiest of grunts just need to grunt to do damage to us. Youch. Since our normal attacks only tickle them, I decided to run around and dodge while refreshing our skill so that we would survive. I will kill you! I'm cursing you with the Lauma pick. Alright. Well, we're never getting the weapon now. Motherless! During a cutscene. Fatherless! The sisterless? I lost my vision. It's not gone yet, man. It does a lot of damage. What the hell? Meow. Roar. Whale.
I just gotta put the fries in the bag, bro.
Okay, there was so many more great names here, but we need to move on. Inazuma won't save itself. Lauma's range is too short for the targets here. Even with her skill, she just can't reach them, so I guess it's just the usual then. Oh, I'm gonna run out of stamina. Oh. Wait, I died in the boat. Okay, I guess even residential areas are highly dangerous for us now. You already knew this was gonna happen. The Liyue, on the other hand, was a quick one because we can perform Bloom and quicken reactions thanks to its inbuilt Electro and the Rain both not reacting with each other. I want to fly. Alright, Toma, here you go. I'll make you fly. Yeah, that's what you get. As we head to the Delusion Factory, I stocked up on Verdant Dew, but realized that the Dew doesn't carry over into one-time domains. You might have seen this already in my Nefer and Colombina runs, but I actually did this part of Lauma only before the other two, so it was thanks to this right here that I knew about it. Okay, hopefully we can get this Pyrus. Okay, never mind. So what is my delusional take this time? If you don't know about this bit, every single time I reach the Delusional Factory, I have to say a hot take, and if none of you agree with me, then I guess I'm just delusional. Okay, it's not really a take, but I think I'm gonna start slowing down on solo runs. I've talked about it before in the Nicole stream, but I think I shouldn't force myself to do runs for so many characters that I low-key am half interested in. Escoffier was kind of the first character which I just pulled for the lols and managed to get her, but I didn't really plan on doing a run with her or anything. Malwika and Emily were both accidental pulls, and Nefer and Linnea were both characters I changed my mind on last minute. I kinda wanna hold back when the Shiznaya patch starts and not force myself to do a new character run every single patch, because like, oh my, stop being bad at the game while I'm trying to monologue. Anyways, it's a lot of work. I'm not burnt out or anything, but I really liked the balance of having a character run and then one other type of run. For example, the death run was probably one of my favorite videos to make, just because of how different it was. Don't worry, I will still do character runs because I still love them a lot, but I'll really think about which ones I want to do. All the ones I've got currently are safe though. Emily, Siegeween, and Navia are still on the block, as well as Sandrone, and possibly Risley if he's also in the next banner, although I won't be putting out Sandrone's run until like July the 24th or later because I'm busy in the first couple of weeks. Okay, someone fire this guy's ass. Now the Delusion Factory was rough, if you couldn't tell, but look what we're up against here. It's been a hot minute since I worried about the cryo phase because it's just much easier to deal with as a first boss phase, but it's really hacking down our health here. Technically, because we're out of combat at the start of the second half, we're able to heal up, but the rest of the fight, oh dear. We can take out a good half of her health, but after this, she just keeps moving around like, please, just sit still. We took so much unnecessary damage because of all the creep on the floor and got turned into roast venison because I refreshed her skill at the worst possible timing. Forget the roast venison, we also gave her some extra meat to store in the freezer. No, but for real, why is she such a messy cook? Like there's oil splatter everywhere. These cooking conditions are horrendous. We finally found a clean, uncontaminated area to work with, which meant that we were able to take down the one behind all of this mess. Goose on the loose? Nah, more like moose on the loose. Actually, Moose and deer are not the same, and although they belong to the same biological family, Cervidae, and may have a common ancestor, they have been separated by evolutionary differences. Shut up. It's time to knock out the Shogun. Now compared to the Signora fight, I didn't really try to dodge anything here because we need to be close enough for our skill to do damage, and also we get 5 lives here anyways. What are we, half of a cat? Ahem! Actually, we complete Inazuma in 15 hours, 29 minutes and 20 seconds. Have you ever heard of deer living underground? I think it would be hard, especially if there's people like this around. The Herald goes down pretty fast here because Dendro is just the best Hydro counter, and we also get some Verdant Dew here which we'll use against the Lector. I don't know what the f happened to my recording here, but let me just say that the Electro Lector was holding on to dear life. Looks like my computer was also holding on to dear life because the rest of the footage until Sumeru just looks like this. Let's just hope it doesn't happen again. We're being put to the test here because Lauma's charge attack is very weird. In order for us to use it, we have to charge attack twice because the first one triggers our movement ability. It doesn't really benefit us in combat or anything because it's slow and scales off of attack, which we don't have much of, as I've already mentioned. So this is really the only time you'll be seeing it. Ooh, come on, please, please. Yes! 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 So I guess it's time to farm for Lauma's weapon, and it's not going to be easy getting this thing up to level 70 because of certain reasons. But let's break it down anyways. We need to head to Nordcry to unlock the weapon domain, and there's a bit of traveling involved, so we pick up some adventure experience along the way. The enemies here are just level 36 for Tui, so honestly not a problem for us. But this is only the easy part. The real challenge lies in taking down these beasts. Unlike the domain, they scale with world level, so they're stronger than us and also really annoying because they have an enhanced form which we can't really deal with. Especially this one because it's cryo, but they're gonna have to go if we're gonna be remotely useful after Sumeru. The pyro one we can actually kill pretty easily because we can trigger burning on it, which does constant pyro damage. But the rest of them are still ridiculous. So let's just move on. Oh, on second thought.
Help. I'm hitting the volley bear. Oh, yo no. Oh shoot, Pinta? Damn.
Holy moly. And now at this point, I stopped recording Lauma only and took a bit of a break because I don't fucking know why. No, like I don't even know why I just stopped. I probably just wanted to do Flints only more. Also, for a solo run, Act 4 starts with us getting thrown around like a rag doll at the Elazar hospital, and then beating the dude without taking a single hit. If only I could have done that the first time. The monuments are Dendros, so we don't need a Dendrogranum this time. I honestly couldn't be happier though, because there was no way we'd get it off with this stupid charge attack interaction. The fungi here all have Dendro res, which means that we barely escaped with our lives here. But their health bars are green here, even though they're a whole 9 levels above us, so I guess we should be living these fights? We're not even at the worst part of the region yet. The Fatui fight here honestly isn't too bad. Even though they're putting their shields up, they're still taking quite a bit of damage from our skill, and the Pyro Gunners, even with the Pyro Shield, still take burning damage as well. We even got most of this Electro Hammer's health down before the shield came up, so not too bad, Lauma. Maybe I've been on you a bit too oh, never mind. The Cryo Gunner outranges our skill and also our normal attacks, so like what the f are we supposed to do here? Definitely not what I'm doing, but can you blame me? I truly think this is the worst enemy in the game. Not the Lunar Shield bosses in Stygian, not the Papilla, not the Store bosses in Imaginarium, but this regular enemy right here. Ah, screw it. Let me do the skip out of spite and also to prove that I'm not a stupid chungus. When was the last time you washed yourself, Lauma? Actually, do the Frostmoon Scions even have humane living conditions? Like, I swear, they all live in withered ruins or something. Similar to the Eye of the Storm we fought all the way back in Mondstadt, we can hit these flying turrets with our skill and knock down the Moosh. And unlike other runs, we can't get a damage high here thanks to us not having any Verdant Dew. So we slowly take him down, watch this guy's shield get deleted in like 2 seconds, and have a massive celebration for all of Sumeru with only like 5 people, which means Sumeru has now been complete in 23 hours, 6 minutes and 3 seconds. Lauma can't light the fire in Caribbear, so I went ahead and chose Toma to fulfill this important duty, but I forgot I killed him earlier. Now the one big fight here is the Cryo Herald. You've seen the interaction with the Cryo Mages already, and the Herald is basically the same thing, but just a lot tankier. The amount of shield we chip off every time our skill hits is still basically nothing though, so I had to lock in for this fight. 0 hits. 0 hits for this 4-minute fight, and I'll even speed it up just for you all to see. This is probably the one out of very few times I chose to focus up the entire run, and wow, did it pay off, because right after I had to go farm these guys again, which was absolute torture. But this is the last time we're going to be on easy mode, because after ascending to AR 40, our world level jumps up by 2, and with that comes the start of Fontaine. Now, I have all the right to enforce the secret 6th rule, because of the situation we're in. We're going to be facing enemies that are almost double our level, which puts us at a massive disadvantage. The one other run where this happened was in Beidou only. But what is the 6th rule, you ask? Here it is. At any point after Fontaine, I can lower the world level for characters that can't ascend to 70. Doing so cuts down an enemy strength by about 30 to 40%, so although they're still relatively way stronger, it does still help. Hey look, I mean, I'll do my best to stay at the current world level, but I'll most likely enforce it in one of the hard acts like Fontaine Act 5 or Natlan Act 3 or 4. So let's continue. We don't have any troubles with the flowers this time because Lauma's deer form can just jump over the water, giving us a little bit of extra time to make them bloom. Ugh, red health bars. As you can see, we're going back to our strategy of just running around with our skill up because of our super low base HP. One regular hit from this mech does a quarter of our health bar, so not getting hit is so much more important compared to most of our other previous runs. Actually, never mind that, we can literally die in one shot now. But thankfully, these dogs are still kinda useless. Yeah, you know what time it is. The torture chamber is not the most fun room to be in, but honestly, we didn't do too terrible on our first attempt. We almost were able to knock down all of them before biting the dust. We're playing this a bit differently this time. Instead of targeting one of the rogues first, we're going for the Ruin Guard because of 2 different reasons. 1, we're just straight up screwed if it does its long range missile attack, and 2, like Nefer only, we're keeping the Hydra Rogue alive for its slime, so we can blow it up and trigger Bloom for our Verdant Dew stacks. And as you can see here, at max stats, we do a big burst to the Ruin Guard, which helps take him down before going down ourselves. But the Hydra Rogue was so low, we actually managed to kill him before it could reset its HP, meaning the final fight against one single Anima Rogue was just free. Somehow I didn't hit the Eye of the Whale here because Lauma's range is just ass, but we managed to take it down and finish Fontaine in 31 hours, 25 minutes and 1 second.
I am Chi-Chi.
Yeah, what I think I want to do here is... Alright, my voice is really muffled here for some reason, so let me just explain. This fight looks rough for us because Dendro doesn't really mix well with both Pyro and Cryo, but it honestly isn't. I wanted to keep the Pyro Mage around to trigger Burning because, like what I said in my last video, Burning does constant Pyro damage to anything that is touching them, and also lights up the grass. So we can trigger the reaction on the Pyro Mage, which allows us to ravage the Cryo Mage's shields. It also helps that he teleported in place, which screwed up his co-workers, so there's that too. But we can basically take down the Cryo Mages just like that, and then lure the Pyro one over to the water here and punish him for sabotaging his team. This fungi somehow got stuck in this corner, so it was a free fight, and the Ruin Guard here got bugged. Again. As you might have noticed, we actually swapped out to Prototype Amber here just to be safe. I usually trust my skills, but this guy is still 30 levels higher than us, so my bad, I chickened out a bit and ensured that we could beat this guy first try. But honestly, I think I would have definitely died because I got hit more than 4 times here, which is not terrible considering that this was a 21-minute fight. That's longer than Columbina versus Hydro Herald, by the way. It's the Abyss back to back, but the Pylon is a lot easier to deal with. Compared to the Herald, where elements were necessary, the Pylon does not discriminate. Our application as a Catalyst user is nuts, but the Abyss is tedious and we almost got murked here, but we managed to hang on to dear life. The Ancient Name fight is another circle around the enemy's fight because these Yumkasaurs attack so frickin' often we can't even get a normal attack in anyways. The next phase has the Pyromage and the Tatankasaurs, but they also just get barbecued. That one-shot me! So yeah, we're getting one-shot now. Prototype Amber with its minimal healing isn't saving us this time. The shield actually depletes before we can kill him, so yay! No more empowered attacks! Hooray! Yippee! Hurrah! For like 15 seconds. Woo. Yeah, yay. I actually got so scared here. I wasn't risking shit, so I bursted just in case, which gave us enough immunity to take him down right after.
Moment.
F you, Malco.
I received, but
I'm not even gonna explain anything here. Just watch me suffer. Ah, why does he keep on? Okay, he's gone. Oh my god! Oh my god, this Hyper Bloom damage is eating at me as well. How does that hit me? What the f? I've got to save my Lunar Bloom for the start of the next fight. So I gotta purposely die once and get as much Lunar Bloom off as possible. Ah! I wasn't even in range of you. What are you f***ing talking about? Look how far away I am. No, what the f*** is that? What is that delayed hit? And I'm like 0 health now. And I'm dead. I don't know, like, I'm such a natural complainer, but these enemies are just not fair. Every single time I dodge an attack, there's always a follow-up. The Electro Hammer has such a big AoE, and the agent has attacks that either hit you before the animation or half a second later. It's definitely possible, and I got really close on a couple of runs, but there's still another wave, and even if I play the first one correctly, I'm still basically f***ed because the Electro Hammer can Hyper Bloom the Dendro cores I produce. Like, I don't know. I'm enforcing the rule, alright? End of argument. Watch that, one more Lunar Bloom, he's almost dead. He's basically dead. One attack, I can still take 2 more. Wow, amazing. This agent is almost dead as well. Look, I just took another attack. Hello, can you f***ing move? My please, can the run be over? Please, 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 I'll do anything. Okay, look, there's one small advantage of this fight, and that it takes place on a slope. The Cryo Gunner can only shoot horizontally, so we can abuse this and stand close enough below it so that our skill also hits it. Same as this fight, but we're on top instead of below. Now for the war fights, I could not care less if we die, because the fights resume where they left off, which is so much better than having to watch a stupid cutscene 20 times. You know what? I'm not even going to talk about them. Mawika can just deal with them. I'm really not in the mood. Wait for 2 days? No, I want it done now. 40 hours, 16 minutes, and 19 seconds. F me. Alright, no, I had fun. For like 2 regions, we still somehow beat Farazan and Dahlia, and to no surprise, Ian-san, but we're officially the worst 5-star character in terms of runtime. So let's head into the ratings. For combat, it's a 2. Our weapon is the real damage dealer this time. All the damage comes from our skill, which is low-key our run saver. Our burst does no damage, and our normal attacks do jack all, which is not surprising since we're building EM. Dendro as an element is kinda ass for a solo run, but we can actually break every shield with our skill, so that's a bonus. No eye perception needed for this run. The downsides are that we're still really slow at doing damage, and although the skill is always active, the range on it is pretty short, so we've got to stay close to do damage. Also, like I've said a billion times this video, we're stuck at level 40, so we have 0 sustain and are basically almost one-shot near the end of the game. Farming is an obvious one. She's stuck at level 40 because she can't beat her boss. Her weapon mats are annoying to farm. What else am I supposed to say? She can't do sh**. Exploration is a 2. She has a movement ability, but I don't even think it's much better than regular dashing. There's the double jump thing, but it's not really needed in most cases. It's good for like 1 or 2 one-time domains, but that's it. She can't break rocks, has a really short range, even for a catalyst user, and Dendro is a dead element everywhere except for Sumeru. And lastly, enjoyment. I haven't had this much pain since Ian-san, so like a 1. She's on par with her. She's just a pain to pilot. Even Nefer, who I kinda struggled with, was still somewhat enjoyable, but this was just like, hell nah. Okay, look, my crash out wasn't as bad as Ian-san. I held it together in the first few regions, but Natlan is where it all crumbled down. Does she deserve a 1 for this? Maybe, maybe not, but I'm gonna be completely honest, I just didn't show it earlier in the run. I tried to stay positive, but even like Signora was not fun. I'm just glad this run is over with. So in total, Lauma gets a 6 out of 20, which gives her a score even lower than Ian-san and is therefore the worst rated solo run character so far. Even though she's our 4th highest damage dealer, she's still just not it. Did she feel as bad as Ian-san? Definitely not, but everything combined made it so incredibly annoying. Goodbye Lauma, we will never meet again. So we've now reached the end of the video and I'll keep it short because I just want to get out of here. Like I've already said, Sandrone is the next solo challenge run, but keep an eye out for the next video coming out in a couple weeks time. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to see me go through more pain, and I'll see you next time.